Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just getting ready to try and close out my PowerPoint presentation here because I've decided that I really need to show you a how to study for Garrison's RN and LPN NCLEX review. The reason I'm making this video is because people are getting out of hand with the tutoring. They're not showing up, no call, no shows, or they're showing up 36 minutes late, or they're eating breakfast when they come in. And listen, you have to prioritize your work and your NCLEX. You have to treat the NCLEX like a part-time job. Okay, if you know you're going to work, if you know you're going to take the NCLEX December 20th, then I would go now and I would say, hey, I'm taking the NCLEX December 20th. I would go to my DON or the scheduler and I'd say, can I have the first 3 weeks in December off? And then when you do that, you work extra in the interim. Save that money because we all have bills, and then December 1st comes, you take off, and then since she did you that favor or he did you that favor and let you have off, then you need to be prepared to work holidays, weekends, whatever it takes. But you can't work, come home, and study for the NCLEX via my tutoring. It's not going to work. So, and I'm getting frustrated. So, we will begin each tutoring session with a prayer or a moment of silence, regardless of what religion you are. This is for me, okay? This is because people are not taking the tutoring sessions seriously, or they show up late, or they don't buy a headset as instructed, and frankly, I'm getting a little frustrated, and this will set the pace for a calm environment where learning can be facilitated. I will say the prayer, you could say the prayer, I don't care if you're Muslim, Hindu, evangelical, I don't care what religion you are. If you wish to pray, you may say the prayer. We can all take turns saying prayers, or at least let me say a prayer so that I don't get frustrated. Because I run this whole website and all this tutoring all by myself, and sometimes I feel people are not taking me seriously. You have to take me seriously. So, but I can understand where you're coming from. If you work all night and then you come home, of course you're exhausted, and then you pull out a plate of food and start eating food. Are you really listening to your tutoring sessions? No, you're eating. Okay? I'm good, but I'm not a miracle worker. And the Bible does say, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And in this case, the NCLEX is the truth. This is what we want to pass, right? But you have to make the effort. I am not a miracle worker. And then you can't do your studying, half-butt, okay, half-ass, let's just call it like it is, and then say, well, it's in God's hands, and then pray, fail your NCLEX, and come back and be mad at God. It's because you worked, it's because you're too tired to study. So, if you know you're going to take your NCLEX at a certain time, go to your job, get the time off now, and then work your butt off before that time and work weekends after that time to show your appreciation for them. If you do what I tell you to do, you will pass the NCLEX. If you do what I tell you to do, you will pass the NCLEX. Okay, now let me shut off this Word PowerPoint. Up, there's my Skype. There's where I found my Bible verse. Just one second. Alright, now let me see what else I want to pull up. Let me pull up my web page. Oh, my computer's slow. Let me pull up my web page here. Try it here. Okay, because I'm going to walk you through and tell you exactly how to order the stuff, terms and conditions of tutoring, every question you need to know about how to study for the NCLEX will be on this presentation. Alright? I don't know what's taking my page so long to pull up. I noticed that the Firefox just updated. Technology is wonderful until it's too slow. Alright, so the first thing we want to look at is the terms and conditions, and that is on the tutoring website. So, you go to my website. Alright, let me click on here. Go to my website. I want to go to the front page of my website. Go to the front page of my website, okay? Click on tutoring. Scroll down. You see where it says tutoring? Alright, click on there for LPNs and RNs. Okay, and this is just a tutoring page. Right here, you're going to find where the terms and conditions are. Alright, it's at the top of the page. Let me scroll down and read you the terms and conditions. Alright, number 1. Private. Let me make it a little bigger here so you can read it. Okay, zoom in one more time. There we go. Here's the terms and conditions of tutoring. Private tutorees or tutees must give a 72-hour notice to be put on the schedule. You can't just get your material, call me up and say put me on the schedule. No, you have to study your material for a little bit. Okay? So you have to give me 72 hours notice. Alright? Number 2. Group tutees must give 24-hour notice to be put on the schedule. Alright? And the reason private I need more time is because I have to put you in somewhere where where the group tutorees are not tutoring. I tutor at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the group. Now, it also says number 3, private tutorees do not have to have a specific time, but they still have to follow the same days. Alright? They don't have to have a specific time, but they still have to follow the same days of the topic that I'm teaching. Okay? Number 4. It is recommended that you start your tutoring 3 weeks before your exam. And I was going to say this is an optional choice. This isn't really an optional choice anymore. Okay? I told you what to do. If you know you're taking your NCLEX the 20th of December, go in October, say, hey, I need 3 weeks off in December, and save your money up. People are like, well, we have to work. We need money. You do. But you're never going to get anywhere if you don't pass this NCLEX. Alright? Alright, number 5. All tutees must give a 24-hour cancellation notice. You know why? Because if you don't give me a 24-hour cancellation notice, and you give me like a 5-minute notice or an hour, an hour notice, that's time that could have been given to someone else. But you called me at the last minute, canceled it, and now it can't be filled with anybody else. I literally have to turn people away. Okay? All tutoring will start on time, especially group. If you are late, the session will still end after 1 hour. I really go over an hour, but it's going to start on time. I'm going to, really start cracking down on this. If I don't show up within 15 minutes, you may leave, and I'll make it up some other time, because that's my fault. I didn't show up on time. But I don't want you guys sitting in front of the computer for hours on end waiting for me. Treat it just like a college. If I'm not there, you may leave and I will make it up. Okay, things happen. I have to pick up the kids, or I only have one kid, or something like that. But you always have to show up on time. All right? If I don't show up on time, just like in college, you can leave. Okay? Now look at number 7. Sessions missed by the person being tutored is forfeited and no refund will be given. Okay? Now that's on a case by case. No, I've had that happen too much. So if you don't show up, sessions missed by you will be forfeited. No refund or makeup, I should say makeup. No makeup will be given either. And also I have a problem with people just, showing up every day and listening to my voice just for the sake of it. They've had their 10 sessions and they just want to keep coming just for the sake of it. Don't do that. Okay, when you're done, you're done. Right? I'm sounding a little mad, but I'm not really mad. I'm just trying to get back on track here. You cannot be put on the calendar for tutoring until you have paid your bill in full. You can make payments if you can't afford the package all at once, and I'm going to show you that, okay, in the next page. Look at number 9. If you have arrived on time and the instructor is not there, and if you wish to contact me, you can call me. I've had people call me and actually wake me up, because sometimes I get sick and oversleep, or I can't sleep at night. I tutor specific topics on specific days. We will stick to the schedule at all times. Okay? We're going to stick to the schedule at all times. Number 11. I do not tutor on Saturday or Sunday. And the last private tutoring session is, it should say, 6:30. I'll leave it at 6:30. Okay? But again, you might have to call me because I might fall asleep between my last tutoring session, which is at 4 to 5, and then if I'm not on the computer at 6:30, please call me, because by that time I need a break. My eyes need a break. My talking needs a break. Okay. Now look at number 12. All sales are final, except on a case-by-case basis. If you've been trying really hard and you did not get any tutoring, for example, but I gave you all my material, well, then I will probably give you a partial refund. But this is your responsibility to keep track of when you want to get tutored. It's not my responsibility. I help so many people on any given day. I have 2 hands, but I can't hold 400 hands all by myself. Okay? The same thing with number 13. If you get a package and you do not use the tutoring portion, there will be no refund on the tutoring. This is your responsibility to keep track of the tutoring. Right? And when I tutor, I want you to write the topic that we go over. Alright? Because you're going to be joining the group at different times, and I need to know where you are. Okay? Like Maria might have started on Monday, and then Jim wants to join in on Friday. Well, that's why you have to keep track of where you are, so I know what topic to go over. And when I ask people, what tutoring sessions do I owe you? They go, I don't know. This has got to stop. You need to take some responsibility for yourself. It's very hard to keep the website up and answer all the emails and answer all the phone calls and do the tutoring all by myself. So you need to take some responsibility for yourself. And the reason I'm getting hard on you guys is because I'm not just teaching people to be nurses. I'm looking at you as potential supervisors, right? Even URNs, you're going to be supervisors. Even you LPNs, you're going to be supervisors. You're going to have to make some autonomous decisions by yourself. Your own decisions. Like LPNs really aren't supposed to do home health care, but they do. LPNs really aren't supposed to be charge nurses of a building without an RN in the building in long-term care, but they are, and you will find yourself in those positions. So if I don't crack down and show you some responsibility that you take for yourself here and now while doing tutoring, you will never be a supervisor. And maybe you don't want to be a supervisor, but in my mentality, in my frame of mind, I'm teaching supervisors. All right? I'm mentoring supervisors, eventual supervisors, because you're smart. You know what you're doing. You've taken the NCLEX more than once. You could be empathetic and sympathetic, okay? But if you don't use the tutoring part of the package deal, you will not get a refund. You will not get a refund. Okay? And I know you've failed the NCLEX, more than once. It doesn't matter. This will make you more empathetic and sympathetic towards not only your clients, but the people that are under you that you supervise. You understand where I'm coming from? Great. Now let's look at my packages and how you go about paying them. Okay? You want to scroll down on this page and you want to click on, let me click on RN just for an example. Now you see here, the LPN is exactly the same way. If I scroll up a little bit, you see how I have the topics. Hour number 1, we're going to do surgical care and equipment maintenance. Hour number 1 on Monday. Okay? We'll do that topic. And then, if we go down to number 2, we're going to do, hour number 2, we're going to do blood disorders and cardiovascular and respiratory. And you see, hour number 2 is on Tuesday. Okay? Now, I want to explain something. This is why you have to keep track of what I teach you, because everybody's going to come in different times. It's okay. But if Mary comes in on hour 1 and Jim comes in on hour 7, that's okay. I'll just go back around until I get back to number 7 for Jim. Or hour number 6 actually for Jim, right? So you notice how it repeats itself every 2 weeks. This is why you have to keep track for me of what I'm teaching you. I can't do it all. I can't do it all. Okay? And, Mark, what am I supposed to be showing you? I don't know, is not an answer. Now, as I'm scrolling down here, you can see that there's two types of packages. There's the complete package, that's $5.50, and then there's the light version of the complete package. The complete package is for people that have been out of school for 5 years and just have forgotten everything, right? Or maybe took their NCLEX one time 15 years ago. Well, you're definitely going to need everything on the website. You're definitely going to need, delegation and prioritization. If you want to know what it is, click on the info, right? So what's the difference between the complete package and the light version? Well, the complete package, you're going to get everything on the website I have to offer: delegation, prioritization, all the quizzes, the comprehensive exam, everything, and 10 hours of tutoring. I need to fix this on the website. It says 7 hours, but you're going to get 10 hours because I can't keep track of who I'm supposed to tutor for 10 hours and who I'm supposed to tutor for 7 hours. So everybody gets 10 hours. I also want you to know that if you look up here, notice that you can make payments. Okay, I know you might not have 550 all at one time. So if you click on the buy now buttons, you can make payments. Okay, the first payment you'll receive the material, but I can't put you on the schedule until you've paid in full. Right? And that $300 will cover the tutoring portion. So I can't put you on the schedule until you're paid in full. Okay? Or some people just like to get the whole thing over with, and they could buy the whole package for $550 all at once. Now, once you do that, I could put you on the schedule. Now, what's the difference between the whole version and the light version? Well, with the light version, you will only get the 9-system review, the delegation e-booklet, and the RN comprehensive exam. You will get 10 hours of tutoring, like I just said, but the difference here is you will not get retutored should you pass, which is a complete impossibility if you do everything I tell you to do. Again, you can click on this button and click on the buy now button and get the whole thing all at one time, or let's see, you can click on, see here again, I let you make payments. Okay, if you make the first payment of $187.59, then you'll get the material. Okay, and you guys can click on the info button to see what the material is all about. You know, click on the info little buttons to see what the material is about. Don't call and ask me every little question. I appreciate your phone calls, but when it's right on the website, why do you need to call me? Okay, and I know and the purpose for this video is I know that it might be a little confusing, so this is why I'm going over this with you. Yes? So let's see, what else? Is there anything else I need to tell you? I'm trying to scroll down, but it seems to be stuck. Let's give it a minute. There we go. So here again, you can make payments. The top button here is for the full payment of the light version. If you make the first payment, you'll get the material. If you make the second payment, I can now put you on the schedule for tutoring because you have paid it in full. Again, if you want to pay it in full, click on the top buy now button. Okay? And again, if you want to know what anything's about, click on the info links. See these info links? Alright, you could also get hourly tutoring. Okay, you don't have to get a full package. You can get like 4 hours of tutoring. So if you want, like for example, 4 hours of private tutoring, you click on this little downward arrow, choose private. When you click on the buy now button, let me go ahead and do it to show you an example. Okay, hold on, my computer is connecting and it's a little slow today. So it's going to take you directly to PayPal. Alright, you see on the left hand side where it says quantity? Well, that 1 stands for 1 hour. So you want to take that 1 and you want to change it to 4. Now, this is my account. I have an account. Let's see what happens when it says pay with debit or credit card. Let's click on there. I have an account, so I can just log in, okay? But if you don't need an account, this is the beauty of PayPal these days. If you don't have an account, you click on this link and PayPal works. It might be working a little slow for me today, but it will load the page just like it did here. You see how it changed well, I still have 1, but so 1 tutoring is $40, and you put all your information here. Okay, so once you get to this page, change the quantity here, okay, and put in all your information. Oh, I went to the wrong page. Just 1 second. Alright, the same thing is true for the LPN page. Both of the pages are set up the same, except, of course, you'll be getting different information, right? But I still tutor, the same topics on certain days. If you miss the days, it'll just go around in a circle every 2 weeks. It's cyclical. All right, and again, it's set up just like the RN page. The light version is $375. For $550, you're going to get the complete delegation seminar. You're going to get the infection control. You're going to get the 9-system review. You're going to get the comprehensive exam and the e-booklet. You're going to get everything on my website. Now, I also, too, want you guys to get the books that I recommend. Limbicott's review for NCLEX PN is a good book. I know most of you are using Saunders or LaClarity, however you pronounce that. But they're too easy. I won't be tutoring from these books, but you have to do your 75 to 150 questions a day. And how are you going to do that if you don't have books? Okay, so I won't be tutoring from these books, but these books are the hardest questions. I like these questions the best. I have no vested interest in Amazon, no stock, no nothing like this. I'm just telling you what is good. When you look down at the Limbicott Visual Encyclopedia, this is a good one because it's all pictures, and I heard that the SATA questions will be procedural. They're making the SATA questions more and more procedural. Like you'll get a chart exhibit and you'll have to look up the tabs to make a nursing diagnosis for this individual. It might say, it might give you a hot spot question, and so this Limbicott Visual Encyclopedia is good for that. The Limbicott alternate format is good for the SATA questions. And Limbicott review is good because it breaks down the area, the different areas that you might be having trouble with. So see, it's just like the RN page. Let me go to the RN page. Oh, not on this page. Alright, I should have RN. Okay, now RN is set up just like the LPN page, except I'm going to have RN related material. There's your books I want you to get. Limbicott, NCLEX, RN, alternate format questions. These are good for your SATA questions. Okay, and also they have the Limbicott Q&A review. These are good because, again, it's the same books. It's just one's for the RN, one's for the LPN. Even the encyclopedia is the same, but it's for the RN. Okay, so again, if you want to know anything, just click on the info. Now I'm going to show you guys exactly how I want you to study. Where is that study link? I have it. It's probably next to... There it is. Directions on how to study. Info. Click on it. Okay? But let me tell you, what is the difference? So, right now you can see that I'm clicking on it, right? And it's giving you directions on how to study for my review. Caring for You, NCLEX review. There's no particular order in which you have to listen to infection control, delegation, seminar, and the 9-system review. But once you purchase my material, buy both the books. If you're an RN, buy the RN versions. If you're an LPN, buy the LPN version. And these are the recommended books. Again, it's at the bottom of my page. I kind of explained it to you, but I said if you have Kaplan, the one thing I want to tell you, you could take any review out there that you want to take, but if you take mine and someone else's, you're going to confuse yourself because each person has a different style of thinking, of teaching, right? So please buy the books that I tell you to buy, and if you have Kaplan, please throw it away. It's confusing, and that stupid decision tree does not work in today's NCLEX. But you do need books to do your at least 75 to 150 questions a day for any materials, and you can you can get that from any material from any book. There are some good websites like Youre and stuff, but I really wouldn't do my practice questions from a website or app that you download. You know why? Because they know that they're not giving you true to life NCLEX questions, because they know that they're being watched. And I think that Olympicot is truer to the actual NCLEX questions. I just like it because it's harder. I like it because if you're weak in an area, you can break it down and just do that area. That's the way I did it when I was in school. I gotta tell you, do not try and help your friends out. Alright? Just do what I tell you to do. Don't give your friends any of your books or anything like this. Now, I scrolled down. Oh, I lost my spot. Where was I? Okay, I was talking about if you seem to be weak in a section, listen to my 9 system review MP3 in that section and do that. Whatever you're weak in, do that section in the Olympicot book. I didn't plan for it to be that way. It just happened to be that way, and it works really well. Okay? Again, as I said, schedule your tutoring with me 3 weeks in advance of the day of your NCLEX. That's because I want you to get tutored as close to the NCLEX as you can, so that you don't forget concepts. It's going to be all about concepts. Again, I fill up quickly, so the closer you do this, the better. And getting back to not helping your friends. Don't give your friends your material. Don't pass the MP3s along to your friend. Let me tell you a story. I almost got kicked out of nursing school because I shared my care plan. It was supposed to be a template for her to use as a template. Well, she copied it, and we both handed in the care plan. I almost got kicked out of nursing school for that. So don't help your friends. Let your friends work for this just like you're working for it, right? So listen. Once you listen to my MP3 9 system review at least twice, taking notes as you go. Once you listen to it thoroughly once, only then can you listen to it in the car, while you're doing the dishes, while you're at work, whatever you want to do. Because at that point, you're not really listening, you're casually listening. Okay? And I would take it a step further. You all have smartphones, and even if you don't, I think you can download a recorder on your phone, right? Through the Google Play Store. You can download it on your own computer, I think. Record your own voice and write down, when you're listening to these MP3s, write down what you forget in your own, and then take your notes, record your notes in your own voice, and listen to your own voice, even at night when you're sleeping. Again, if you seem to be weak in a section while listening to the MP3s, you can go to your Olympicot book and do the questions and the answers in the area that you're weak in. That's what I like to do. Okay? Again, I'm going to say it again because I'm having trouble with this. People just showing up whenever they want to show up and, not coming back and, creating quite a hard time for me. Schedule your tutoring with me 3 weeks in advance of the date of the NCLEX of your test. Please let me know ASAP so I can put you on the calendar. But remember, you can't be put on the calendar until you're paid in full. But I'm telling you this now because I get filled up quickly, and I don't want you to lose out on your spot. Like right now, there's a person that probably won't get tutoring because she didn't get back to me. She didn't call me on the phone, but she bought the $375 package. So I'll probably give her a partial refund. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I don't have to, but I'll probably be nice. My tutoring will help with concepts. The MP3s or the 9 system review or the core nursing will help you with content. You need both to pass the exam so you can answer 50% of the expert questions correct. Now, if you notice, I go over the 8 essential concepts of the NCLEX. I go over legal terms. I have more pharmacology concepts, but I'm not going to put them up quite yet because I think I put too much free stuff up too quickly. And really, this is for you guys, alright? My actual tutorees. But if you're going to see, this is what I don't understand about y'all. If you're going to spend all that money, you would think that you would put your heart and soul into it. And I'm trying to teach you how to, I guess, manage your time as far as work goes. I understand we all have kids, and we all have to, and we all need money. So manage your time and make the money ahead of time so that you can take the 3 weeks off. Okay? Let's see if there was anything else I needed to say. Do not help your friends. I told you about my friend in school that almost got me kicked out for copying my care plan. So let your friends work for their own. All right? That's not a mean thing. It's just that you're doing all this work. Why should they, have it for free? All right? Now, I also want to tell you that if you get expert questions like legal questions, multidisciplinary team questions, everybody gets 50% of their NCLEX correct. The problem is, did you get 50% of the easy ones correct? Did you get 50% of the hard ones correct? Did you get 50% of the expert questions correct? You have to get 50% of the expert questions correct to pass. I cannot teach you expert concepts if you don't give me your full, undivided attention. And this means not coming and going as you please. I'm sorry I'm being a little preachy. I understand this. Okay? But you guys just gotta learn. Ladies and gentlemen. So, this is how I want you to study for my RN review. I do have a website. Go on my free resources and click on test plan. And I did make 4 videos and what each portion of that test plan entails. There's videos and it's also written down the percentage of each area, so you feel more than welcome to print that out if you want to. Because I know when you get your diagnostic exam, all they have is near passing, in the middle, below passing, and they don't really explain it to you. So I have it explained for you up on my website. Alright? So, now, before you get tutored, the directions on how to sign up for Skype and everything are on my tutoring page. Okay? It was with the policies and procedures. But before you get tutored, you have to at least watch the 8 essential concepts of the NCLEX. And when you first sign up, I'm going to have you watch, whether you make a partial payment or a whole payment, I'm going to have you watch this video so that you won't be lost and you'll know how to study. Alright? So, if you do what I tell you to do, you will pass. But I had 2 people not pass. I'm like, well, did you listen to all the MP3s? Well, I didn't have time to finish them. Did you do your 75 to 150 questions a day? Nah, I really don't have time for that because I'm working. Well, then stop working. Alright? Time manage your work. Alright? If you know I want you 3 weeks before your exam, go to your supervisor and say, can I have these 3 weeks off? I have to take this exam. Alright? Now, I know it becomes a little problematic because you don't want people to know your business at work. Well, you should be able to trust your supervisor and tell your supervisor, please don't tell anybody. I don't want anyone else to know that I'm taking this exam. That's what I did. And she didn't tell anybody, and the next thing you know, I was the supervisor behind the desk. I had a LPN that was very mean to me, and she says, go get the catheter, stuff I need for the cath. So I got her the whole catheter kit, and she said, why did you get me all that? Did I tell you to? And she didn't know I was taking my NCLEX for the 3rd time, and I said, well, I was just trying to help you out. Well, next couple weeks goes by. Let me shut this down. A couple weeks goes by, and now I'm behind the desk, and she said, what are you doing behind the desk? I said, Jane. I showed her my tag, and I said, hey, Jane, I'm your supervisor. So now I'm getting paid to think, and you're getting paid to do, because that's one of the things she said to me. She said, you don't get paid to think, you get paid to do. And she was like shocked when I was behind the desk and I was her supervisor. That's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to be behind the desk and be the supervisor and make your rounds. But you won't have that if you won't listen to what I say when you take the review. Now, don't mix yourself up with my review and someone else's review. Don't mix the two. If you want to take a review, then by all means, either take theirs or take mine. Take Hurst, take Kaplan, take Remar, take Mike Lenore's, take Youre, take whatever you want to take. But if you take another review, do not take mine. Okay? Alright guys, this is going to be the end of my presentation. And this is how I want you to study. This is how you log into Skype. Okay? Everything is there. You just have to read. Again, take responsibility for yourself. Right, guys? I can't do everything for everybody.